Hi, my name is James. I work in the IT department here at QiTASC. Today I'm going to show you how to go about installing intaQt on a Windows machine. So, to start with, I'll just download the Cockpit application. This application is used to download the tools that we need, as well as to run the applications themselves. So, alright, once I've finished this downloading, I'll just open it. Okay, so when you first run the Cockpit, if you don't have Java installed, it will prompt you to download and install it. We need to agree to the license agreement that pops up here. I just type Y and enter. Now this is going to download. It's about 200 megabytes, so it could take some time depending on your internet connection. Now that it's finished installing, the Cockpit main window has come up. You can see here that there's two main tabs at the top. So the first tab is the installed products, which shows all products or applications which have been installed. At the moment it's empty because nothing has been installed yet. And the other tab is the available products, which I'm just going to open now. And here you can see all applications which are currently available to be installed. So I'm going to go ahead and install the main set of applications which are needed to test with intaQt. So to begin with, I'll install ADM. ADM is an application which interfaces between the Android debug bridge and intaQt itself. Okay, that's installed. Next, I will install the intaQt server. intaQt server is the main server component of intaQt. It's what intaQt Studio talks to, and it does all the heavy lifting. So this is quite large, so it will take some time to download as well. Hopefully not as much as the JDK. All right, that's done. I'll also install the intaQt Studio. So the intaQt Studio is an IDE. It's a development environment which we use to be able to write test cases and to execute test cases. Yes, okay, now it's finished installing. And finally, I will install the license installer component. And obviously, we use this to install the license. Good. Right, so I'll switch back to the installed products tab. And we can see here that ADM, intaQt server, intaQt Studio, and the license installer are all installed now. So the other thing that we normally would install with Cockpit is the Android SDK and Appium. So these are third-party applications which are used by intaQt to do its work. So Android SDK. I will now download. This is another quite large download, so it could take some time to finish. Okay, so now Android SDK is finished installing. I will install the Appium component. All right, now that Appium is finished installing, we can go ahead and move on to the next step, which is to install the license. So the way we do this is we open up a shell. We browse to the location where the license installer is located. And then we run this command here. All right, that's been successfully installed. So let's start up the applications. So normally we would start by running ADM first. And the way we do this is click ADM in Cockpit, then click the Start button here. We can just allow this. Yep. All right. Once this component has started, you can see that there's a green dot in Cockpit. This indicates that it's running in the background. After starting ADM, we would start intaQ server. It's just the same thing. We click on it, click the Start button. This will start intaQ server in the background. We can see a green dot here. And finally, let's open up the Studio. So as I said, the Studio is the IDE, which is like the development environment which we use for creating test cases and for also running them. Okay. All right, I'll just create a new project, an empty project, just to show you how Studio looks. Just call it test 1, finish. Okay, here we go. So here is intaQ Studio. We can see down on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, it says connected. This indicates that it's talking to the intaQ server. So yeah, that's about it. intaQ has finished installing. I recommend that you check out our other videos online to get an idea of how to use the product and how to write test cases and run them as well. Yeah, good luck with testing. If you have any problems, we have a comprehensive online manual which you can refer to, as well as our other support channels. Thanks.